Howdy folks, here is the capital ship called the Bumblebee that I built in an earlier series, and I've made it available on the workshop now. And so I wanted to show you what this thing has for those of you who haven't seen the series. And it's a very simple capital ship here. We'll go in and take a look. So the inside and outside, you can get in and out from the bottom here. And so you can come in from the bottom, and you can come up here if you use your jetpack, that is. And so you can also go out the top here, and we'll show you that. So when you go out the top, you can park your small vessel back here on the back. For a small vessel, you probably don't want to have a huge one. If you have a huge one, you can remove these diamond blocks just to make more room if you want to dock that way. And as you see, this has a basic defense, a single turret. And so we can go back in here, and I'll show you the interior, and if I can get down there. So what we have in here is all of the amenities that you need, the basics, your armor locker, your repair bay, the constructor, and oxygen, and the medic station are all accessible from the front here. And so there's your repair bay up there. So these are all accessible from the front. Everything back here from this line back is where your generators and thrusters and everything are. So you don't want to come back here, and your warp drive too. So you don't want to come back here past this. That's why this is painted that way, and the danger signal symbols there. But yeah, you also have your oxygen and fuel and your constructors and warp drives, which obviously you can access from your control panel if you hit P. And so you can fill all those and manage that stuff from there. And you can also get all to your cargo boxes and everything. So the other part here that I wanted to show you is the cockpit and the engines. And so this flare right here shows whether the engines are on. And you have a switch here, and I'll show you there. When you switch that switch on, the engines stay on all the time. And so you will be able to fly around and whatever and basically leave them on. And the other thing you can do here is, if you see here, this is the entrance to the cockpit, this is the exit. And as you trigger these sensors here, this turns on the engines, and when you exit the cockpit, if I can get it to stop, but when you exit the cockpit, it triggers this thing and turns off the engines there. So this turns them on, and this turns them off. So you can basically, you jump into your ship, you jump in the cockpit, and the engine should turn on, and you come over somewhere and you land, and you get out of the cockpit, and it turns the engines off for you, so you don't need to. And like I said, this is the hover mode switch. If you leave this on, then even when you exit the cockpit, this switch is basically overridden. And so that is the Bumblebee, and it is now available in the workshop. And if you wanted to use it, and it is compatible obviously with 6.0, with all of the new requirements for basically the thrusters not being in your face and all that stuff, and also the oxygen. This is sealed for oxygen, so you can oxygenate it and all that too. So that is the Bumblebee, and enjoy!